Steve, you know, heartbreaking as despite it being a year since Hurricane Helene took Kim, the pain is still there for her husband, Rod, as he was with her that day when floodwaters tore them apart.
I live it every day. Every day. It doesn't matter. There's always constant reminders. It's just something that someday, hopefully, it'll get easier. But not yet.
Not any easier for Rod Ashby, the husband of Kim Ashby, the Sanford woman still missing, a year after Hurricane Helene floodwaters swept her along with her 3 dogs away from Rod.
I see the house hitting the side of the embankment. I still see the house falling apart. I still see Kim riding on the debris. I still see me climbing on debris to get to her. I still see us hitting the tree. I still see her going to the right and I'm going to the left.
Separated in the raging floodwaters that took their vacation home in Elk Park off its foundation.
I've always wanted a cabin on the river, so we found a piece of property and we decided to go ahead and put a cabin on there.
The plan to retire to their mountain cabin as a couple lived in Sanford. Kim, a career school teacher in Lee County at Sanley Middle School.
She was 1 year from retirement.
When the Ashbys heard Helene would hit western North Carolina, they traveled from Sanford to their cabin in western North Carolina.
We went up to open up the garage doors. I put braces underneath the doors so that, you know, the water could go through.
Rod says the day Helene hit, September 27th. In the morning, the Elk River was high outside their home. But not long after, Rod says he heard a big crash.
I looked down the stairs and I saw the outside wall lift up about 3.5 inches off the brick concrete. And I told Kim at that point, I said, we gotta go now.
Rod says Kim, along with their 3 dogs, tried to escape from a window in the back of the house. But before they could do that, the house got knocked off its foundation and slid in the river.
We were in the room and the water come up and the bed started floating around because I put her on the bed and the dog's on the bed and it started floating around. And we were heading down the river.
You can see in this picture captured by one of their neighbors, the Ashby's house floating downriver. Rod, Kim, and their 3 dogs inside.
I watched the house turn and I told her we're gonna hit the embankment. And we hit the embankment and at that point I found myself that I was under the water. I couldn't see anything. When I was able to get on the debris, Kim was about 20 feet in front of me. So I crawled to her and I was pulling her trying to pull her out of the debris, and I couldn't get her out. I moved some debris, I got back behind her and I started finally getting her to come out, and we hit a tree. And everything just kind of went that way. She went to the right and I went to the left. And I just found myself in the water, going down through the water, and I was hitting a bunch of trees and stuff. And I was finally able to grab a tree enough to slow me down where I could crawl out.
Banged up, but desperately looking for his wife.
Every day I'd get up in the morning and go try to find Kim.
Rod wasn't alone. As Kim's family, along with search and rescue crews and hundreds of volunteers, desperately searched for Kim for months. And while they did find her clothes, they have not found Kim a year after Helene.
And you realize when you're standing on top of a mountain by yourself, what's really important. It's not the materialistic stuff. That's just stuff. But when you lose, you know, your companion, those are tough. Especially when, I mean, I don't even remember the last words I got to say to her.
The official search for Kim has ended, and her family did have a celebration of life for Kim. Rod says he doesn't have hope Kim will be found, and it's okay.
At this point, I just wanted her to be in her resting place. I don't want to disturb her, if that makes sense. So I'd rather just let her rest in peace.
It has been such a tough year for Rod, understandably, as you can still hear and see that heartbreak for Kim a year later. And while they have not found Kim, they also have not found their 3 dogs that were with them.